After the Infinity Saga wrapped up, Marvel fans are now looking forward to other movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and one of the most highly anticipated blockbusters that's still currently in development is Doctor Strange 2. There are several questions flying around regarding the movie. Clearly, fans can't wait for production to wrap up and for the movie to be released in cinemas or on other streaming platforms. What about you? Are you as excited for the movie as Marvel fans are? Well, if you are, you've come to the right place, because we're going to be talking all about the movie in this video. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you don't miss out on any of the new videos we post. Does the movie already have a release date? The Marvel Cinematic Universe was set to kick off 2020 in a very big way with the release of Black Widow and the Eternals. Then the pandemic happened and release dates had to be pushed back. Instead of 2020, Black Widow is going to be released in the second quarter of 2021 and the Eternals during the first quarter of the same year. Doctor Strange was initially supposed to be released in May of this year, but it had to be pushed back to the first quarter of 2022. Bummer, right? However, all we can do for now is wait. Hopefully by then cinemas will reopen, because this is a movie that needs to be seen on the big screen. Filming started in November 2020 but was delayed by the global health situation. The film was in the middle of shooting in England when it was hit by delays due to the lockdown. In January, shooting was underway again under the direction of Sam Raimi. One of the movie stars, Benedict Wong, has been giving fans a glimpse of behind the scenes on his Instagram profile. In it, you can see that the cast and crew have been following safety precautions. Who will be in the Multiverse of Madness? Benedict Cumberbatch, the movie's lead, is of course coming back for the second installation, and he'll be joined by a few familiar faces. Chiwetel Ejiofor confirmed sometime in 2020 that he'll be back in the sequel as Mordo. He's described as an old friend turned enemy, and this suggests he'll continue with his dark turn in the post-credit scene of the first movie. There are various theories about his return. He may be a reluctant ally, or he can be a secondary antagonist, as most superhero movies have more than a single villain. Back in Comic-Con 2019, it was confirmed that Elizabeth Olsen would be reprising her role as Wanda Maximoff. Perhaps we should start calling her the Scarlet Witch after the dramatic events of Wandavision. If you haven't watched it, you should. The post-credit scene showed her studying the Darkhold, so there are speculations that she might be the movie's main antagonist. Rachel McAdams will also be back as Doctor Strange's love interest, sort of. They confirmed the news in December 2020 that she's on for the second movie. Xochitl Gomez is joining the cast as America Chavez, a prominent figure in the comics. There have also been hints that Bruce Campbell will have a cameo role in the sequel. Of course, Benedict Wong will be reprising his role as Wong, a fellow master of the mystic arts who appeared alongside Strange in both Avengers movies. What's going to happen in the Multiverse of Madness? For those who don't know, the man behind the first Doctor Strange movie, Scott Derrickson, won't be coming back for the sequel. Sam Raimi will be taking over, so we're not quite sure if plans haven't changed. At Comic-Con, Derrickson teased that they're making MCU's first scary film. Cumberbatch also added that there's going to be a horror twist which will have people on the edge of their seats. It is, however, certain that the movie's going to be PG-13 and contain the same humor that the first movie had. Although most of the fans want to find out the reason why Marvel dropped Derrickson, it seems that we won't find out. The synopsis for the movie reads, after the events of Avengers Endgame, Dr. Stephen Strange continues his research on the Time Stone, but an old friend turned enemy puts an end to his plans and causes Strange to unleash unspeakable evil. So people are asking if Scarlet Witch will be helping the good doctor in whatever shenanigans he might require help with, or will she be the source of troubles? Right now, everyone is tight-lipped, so all we can do is speculate. One thing's for sure though, the Multiverse of Madness works within the much broader MCU, which now includes Disney Plus TV shows. Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel Studios, confirmed that there's a connection between the Loki series and the Doctor Strange sequel. When can we see the trailer of the movie? People thought that the 2021 Comic-Con would be the perfect time to unveil the trailer of the Multiverse of Madness. However, that wasn't meant to be, as the convention is most likely going to happen online. There isn't even any confirmation yet if Marvel will even participate, so we might have to wait until the end of the year to see the trailer. Why did Derrickson drop out of the sequel? This is a question which a lot of fans are asking. What happened behind the scenes? Should fans be concerned, seeing as how he was originally hired to return to the series after the successful run of the first movie? In January 2020, it was announced by both Derrickson and Marvel Studios that the director would be dropping out of the movie over creative differences. However, it's unclear what these differences are, but it could have something to do with the film's scary tone. Derrickson was confirmed to remain as the movie's executive producer, though. The next month, talks started between Sam Raimi and Marvel so that the former could take over. Raimi is known for his Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire, as well as the Evil Dead series. It was confirmed in April 2020 that he had signed on to direct the sequel. A former Spider-Man director and Loki writer are the people behind the movie. Loki creator Michael Waldron is the head writer and executive producer, and newcomer Jade Bartlett is helping him write it. Waldron has also written episodes of The Old Man and the Sea and Rick and Morty. He's also been hired to write the script for an untitled Star Wars movie, so he clearly has has a wealth of experience in sci-fi. Up-and-coming screenwriter Jade Bartlett may not have extensive experience, but she came onto the scene in 2016 after her script was optioned by Point Grey. But what is the multiverse? The multiverse is basically an infinite parallel universe that exists with slightly different versions of the world we know. The main Marvel universe is called Universe 616, and it's where visitors as well as villains occasionally cross over for important stories. The multiverse was first mentioned in Spider-Man: Far From Home, when con artist Quentin falsely claimed that he was from a parallel universe. If the concept is introduced properly in Doctor Strange, it could allow for parallel universes of the characters we've come to know and love. There could very well be evil versions of heroes and heroic versions of villains. Deceased Avengers might even come back for cameos. That's definitely something we'd all like to see. Marvel Zombies is one of the most popular alternate universes in Marvel. It depicts a world where a terrible virus has transformed the Avengers into flesh-eating monsters. Fans, on the other hand, have speculated that the multiverse could be the best way to introduce the X-Men to the franchise, so we may all have to keep a lookout for that. Where did filming for the movie take place? As we mentioned earlier, shooting is already underway and filming is taking place in New York City, as well as London, Vancouver, and Los Angeles. Olsen, for her part, shot her scenes back-to-back with Wandavision. Although it's tinged with horror, it won't be an all-out scarefest. The movie's been called the first horror movie for Marvel. He even said during 2019's Comic-Con panel that he wanted to play up the horror and the gothic. Cumberbatch also said that the movie is like a crazy line into horror. Feige compared the sequences to a few 1980s movies such as Poltergeist, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Gremlins, as well as Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. The movie will feature Doctor Strange researching the Time Stone. It looks like Chiwetel Ejiofor's Mordo will be the old friend turned enemy, though it could also be Olsen's Wanda. The unspeakable evil is also up for debate, and although there have been hints here and there, nothing's been confirmed. All the talk and speculations are only making people more excited to finally watch the movie. We just hope they're able to wrap up filming soon so that it can be shown in cinemas earlier than advertised. Legions of fans can't wait to see it on the big screen and put their theories to the test. Somebody else is also taking over musical duties. Although the musical score for the first movie made by Michael Giacchino was widely praised, he won't be coming back for the sequel. Instead, he'll be composing the music for the Robert Pattinson starring The Batman. Ironically, the composer of the Tim Burton Batman movies, Danny Elfman, has taken over the job of composing the score of Doctor Strange 2. He has a wealth of experience in making music for superhero movies, as he's also worked with Sam Raimi for his Spider-Man movies. He's also made scores for darker movies such as Sleepy Hollow and The Nightmare Before Christmas. What are you most looking forward to in the sequel? Let us know in the comments section down below. Stay safe, thanks so much for watching, remember to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.